Welcome to the Nyancast. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And today we have a special guest with us. Would you like to introduce yourself, guest?
Yeah, I'm Nick. I'm the frequently referenced friend.
Pretty much.
Also going to be a very well read on this character we're going to be talking about.
So today we have a bit of a special episode. This isn't really an anime one. It's more of a kind of comic-based one.
Kind of going with the Avengers Cap recent came out, so
yeah,
I did a lot of research on this.
Everyone is talking about Avengers. We all saw Infinity War. It was a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah. Peter
Parker is a little boy, and he lives in New York City.
Yes, a good description of Spider-Man.
That's just all I'm going to say. No spoilers. So, Sam, would you like to describe what you're going to be talking about in this episode?
So, there's a couple of real cat people characters in comic books, but we're talking about Marvel, so the main big one is Tigra, named Grant Nelson.
Greer Grant Nelson.
Yes.
Greer.
Yes.
What a name.
Also went by alias of like the cat at one point and Werecat. She was also known as Tigra the Werecat. But her first comic was the Cat number 1, like 4 issues from like November of 1972.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be talking about Tigra.
Do you want me to talk about her powers first, or are we gonna go to her?
Wait.
This is your first character study, isn't it?
This is a real character study. First, I want us to kind of have a little one at a time talk about our history with the character, because I know we all have similar but separate histories with it. So I'll start first. I have read a bit of the West Coast Avengers run, which, funnily enough, the part that I read of it seems to be like the biggest part with her, where it really focuses.
Cat Hell arc.
Yes, Cat Hell. Cat Hell is something that we'll talk about.
We'll definitely get into that and more.
So that's pretty much my only exposure with her. I know her as like a very like overtly sexual character. She's trying to flirt with like every one of the other Avengers on the team. Mm-hmm. It's a very funny series, and everyone's just like, Tigra, stop flirting with everyone. All right, Nick, would you? I know you've read more of West Coast Avengers than I have.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously I was a huge fan of it, so I lent you all my things. I guess I didn't read all of it, but
they're in the closet somewhere.
You should read all of them. It's great.
I know, I want to.
Yeah, WCA was like this '80s comic book run that Marvel put out, and it's just good fun. But some of it's actually like great writing. Like there's some darker themes in it, but at the same time it's very goofy. There's like the cactus is one of the villains. He's a man that is a cactus.
It's a really good
regenerate.
Really good character thing for like Hawkeye and Mockingbird, especially.
Yeah, and there's like darker things with that. Like,
Hank
like
Pym.
Mockingbird gets like raped, and
that's a whole
this whole like
I forgot about that.
relationship struggle between her and Hawkeye after that.
Yeah, we'll actually get it. I will go into the.
It's actually like
we'll get to.
It's actually got some great writing, but yeah. Then there's Tigra, who's this woman who wears underwear and is just covered head to toe in tiger striped fur.
So yeah, she's orange. So let's get this clear. She is covered in fur.
It's not like anime where they got
has like ears,
maybe a tail, maybe even whiskers if they're gonna go that hard. But Tigra is head to toe tiger colored fur.
In DC, if you had to compare it to DC characters, it looks like Cheetah from DC. If you only know DC,
Cheetara.
No, that's Thundercats.
That is Thundercats.
Yeah, and like Jim said, she's like really, really horny, and it's like she like tries to make out everyone.
She likes the fuck.
She just latches around everyone and tries to like fuck them, and there's like Tigra stop.
Tigra stop. Go to your litter box.
Wonder Man like embraces it because Wonder
Man will take whatever he can get.
He's the worst superhero ever. He's just a guy with glasses and a W on his chest, and he's like really strong.
He's also a Hollywood actor. He's like Johnny Cage, a superhero.
I love that.
He's also a Hollywood
angle.
actor. He's the worst superhero ever.
No, he's not. I told him about it earlier, but Ultimate Wonder Man's even lamer. He just has the Hulk powers. He hulks out, and that's the reason. We'll talk about Ultimate Tigra.
So he's like Sugar Rush from My Hero Academia.
So that's pretty much my exposure with Tigra. I've read all of WCA, and she's not like very prominent in a whole lot of comics. That's definitely the main thing that she's been in, though.
Yeah. So
Sam.
Yeah, I heard things about. I know she was in West Coast Avengers. Didn't read it that much. I heard from you two, but I remember when I got back into comics, I was reading through all like those major story arcs in the 2000s, like Civil War up to like Siege and everything. Mm-hmm. And at one point, where Marvel really pushed the Hood as like the next like kind of a big gangster villain, And he at one because Tigra like busted like one of his workers, and he just shot her and beat the crap out of her, but she lived because he wanted the location of like the hidden Avengers from after Civil War, and she just got like beaten to nearly death. Which I think her human, she had her amulet taken. She was stuck as a human form until she led the Hood to like an ambush of the Avengers. Got her amulet back.
So she needs her amulet to transform.
Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that. We'll actually go into
this. Is comic books like. Every writer does whatever they want.
That's true.
It just her amulet's only for her to go back into human form if she wants to.
Any writer can do whatever they want. Like,
all right. Do you want me to talk about her origin first or her powers?
I think we should start with origin. Let's find out what is Greer.
Okay.
What is Tigra?
All right. So Greer Grant Nelson. She was originally a lab assistant.
Wait, is she related to
No.
Nelson Murdoch?
No. Nelson and Murdoch. She's based in Chicago. This is like her whole origin stuff is like around Chicago.
Okay, because we know that people that live in different states cannot possibly be related.
So she was a lab assistant involved in a physiological conditioning program that enabled human beings to attain full physical and mental potential. You know, it's typical. Super soldier.
So imagine if Captain America did the super soldier program and came out as like a sexy and sexual cat man.
No. She didn't turn into a cat in this origin. She's her as the cat. She looks. If you look at the cover, she looks like Hellcat.
What?
Her costume
Did
is
they just
literally
forget
Hellcat.
that?
No. This is.
So would she just get like cat-like reflexes?
Well, okay, I'll get to it.
Okay, wait. Sorry, I don't know if you know this. Was this prior to her inclusion in other superhero comics?
This is her origin. This is her first thing before she became Tigra. It was called the Cat. It was a comic. I mean, chronologically. Yeah, the comic is called the Cat number 1 to 4. So this is all these 4 issues. This is the Cat saga.
It sounds like
this is her origin. Well, she appeared in other stuff. Like
this sounds like something that would come back after, like as in like.
Yeah, it came back in like those weird like because 70s had those weird like one-off like Thanos kind of things. So she appeared time to time, but the experiments were done by Dr. Joanne Timolo, and she needed money for the experiments to continue going on. So she got funded by a businessman named Malcolm Donalbain.
Bain?
Yes. But then he wanted to use another woman as a test subject so he could have, tabs on her all the time, but she kept using Grant secretly along with this girl. So her and the assistant that was paid for, Shirley Bryant, both received superhuman physical abilities, like this is all physical.
So she's just like a big puncher and a big jumper, like
she's kind of strong. So during the testing, Brian, the other girl, died by Dalavan setting off a dynamite explosion in the lab with like an accident.
Dynamite.
Yeah, because dynamite was before C4, so
that's just dynamite is just so archaic. It's so funny.
Immediately experiment. Tamola was injured, but Grant didn't know and thought she was dead. So she got the cat costume was used like experimental costume, I guess, to go along with her.
And you said it looks like Hellcat?
Yeah, it looks like Hellcat's costume.
Okay.
Like 100%. And she carts off the cat because... Yeah, clearly. So she went out to go find Dalavan. So she goes to his wherever he's hiding out at and, stops his plan and everything. And he committed suicide.
He committed suicide?
He committed suicide. That's
Why?
It. I wrote down she made him commit suicide. So... Stop eating cookies. So she after he committed suicide, she decided to fight crime in Chicago. So she became a Chicago-based superhero.
So is that like a thing with her? I'm not really familiar. Like, does she obviously in the West Coast Avengers she goes to California, but
literally right after that, she basically moves to San Francisco. Shortly after, when her next big thing with the Tigra stuff starting up.
The only other Chicago heroes I can think of are the new run of what's it called Great Lakes Avengers. I'm pretty sure they were in Chicago.
Maybe. So this is when the Tigra starts going closer to the Tigra arc.
Okay.
So we're at the end of the Cat saga, pretty much. So all my notes are listed by the different sagas. So, so the Dr. Tomolo, she was actually a member of the Cat People. So the Cat People are humanoid that magically evolved from cats in Europe during the Middle Ages.
Yes, that's canon.
Is this Cat Hell?
This is just a Cat People introduction. We'll get into Cat Hell later.
People,
Cat Hell's
like
later. Cat Hell's later. Trust me. So Dalavan.
So they are a splinter evolution of humanity.
Yes, they magically evolved.
Magic.
From cats.
Okay.
It says magically evolved. I researched. So, and also Dalavan. You remember him? He committed suicide. He worked for Hydra to steal a bacterial culture from Tomolo's ancestors. So he knew she was a cat person and wanted to, get the like a bacterial culture from them, whatever that means. I don't know. This is what all the things said about her. Hydra
The
thought
culture is just like when you take like a organism or whatever, and then you just leave it in a lab so that it grows. So what grows out of it.
So
I don't know how that would help you make a cat person.
So Hydra thought she had the formula for the final secret. I never found out what the final secret meant in my research. I looked, I couldn't find it.
It's probably similar to the final solution.
Yeah.
I would assume.
So what's it called?
We're talking about Hydra here.
So I said Tomola was injured. She was in the hospital. She got found she was injured, but she found out she was alive and everything. She faked brain damage to evade Hydra, so she wouldn't find her. This is what I found.
I'm just pretending.
But unfortunately, Hydra finds her, and that's the end of the cat saga. But now we're going.
I'm not actually stupid.
This is the beginning of her coming into Tigra, Tiger Girl.
So I want to know, what is the inciting incident? What makes her become a hairy lady?
In Giant-Sized Creature, I didn't write the number, but it came out July 1974. So around 2 years.
Is this Marvel still?
Yeah, so around 2 years later, this is when the Tigra stuff starts coming in. So pursuing Hydra, Grant is shot by Hydra, who uses alpha radiation on her, a radiation gun, I guess.
Science.
So,
alpha radiation.
Science.
Got it.
So she was dying, obviously, because of radiation. So Tomolo and the cat people transformed her into a legendary half-human, half-cat warrior named Tigra.
Oh, right. It's like this weird like tribal thing where they transform her into some like half-god.
Yeah, she's like the ultimate warrior for their people.
I'm trying to think if what's like a parallel to that. It's just like Moon Knight.
Yeah,
he becomes one with the moon god of like Egyptian.
Moon Knight's a good comparison, except also not helpful for the audience who doesn't know who Moon Knight is.
Don't worry, Moon Knight will come into this.
Oh, good.
Because
Moon Knight has a little stint in WCA.
Yeah, so we'll talk about her.
Sam go. Sam's the one that's taking copious amounts of notes on TV.
I did it for the podcast. So she kicked Hydra's ass, clearly. That's what you do when you get your superpowers, your real superpowers.
I mean, everyone kicks Hydra's ass. They're like a joke.
Yeah, they exist to be beat up, just like AIM.
She also received a cat amulet, cat head amulet that sometimes she's pictured with if you look up pictures of her to change back to a human anytime she wants to.
So this is like, it actually makes her human. It's not just like
it gives her a human form in case she needs to
It's not like an X-Men Evolution where Kurt Nightcrawler got a watch that made him
this Jessica turns
hologram that turned him into human.
Not a hologram, she just turns back to human completely.
I just wanted to
I'm not sure if she still has her cat powers, like the actual like stuff she got from being the cat, because she kind of has two sets of powers from different times. But
when she's the cat, would she have just like kind of like superhuman?
Yeah, like like typical super soldier kind of stuff.
But that's what the Tigra is, though.
But she also
claws.
has claws and a little bit. I think she has a little bit more physical power. But
she like rows and stuff.
And has a super horny.
She's extremely horny, like a cat, I guess.
But she also got
actually is pretty accurate to cats.
Yeah. She eventually got so used to her cat form, she almost always stayed in that form. So you barely ever see her in her human form, from like what you read.
What does her human form look like? Do you know?
She's like black hair. She just looks like.
Uncle Lucy like wanting WC.
Don't eat a cookie there.
Yeah, I cannot understand.
But
I think Lucy's human form one.
She looks like a normal human. She has black hair.
Okay.
Big tits. Standard comic book looking woman.
Yeah, a comic book woman from the 80s.
Yeah. So, because when she got beat up by the Hood, she had black hair, and she was wearing her amulet too. But
got it.
She became an adventurer.
Oh my god, we finished the first page.
Yeah, she became an adventurer. Kind of traveled. She didn't really say Chicago based. She kind of just traveled around.
I hate the term adventure. It's the stupidest thing ever.
That's what the comics were, though.
How are they getting paid?
What is an adventurer?
Yeah, it treats that as like an occupation, but you don't get paid unless you're like finding treasure.
So some of the notable things during her adventure, she beat up a Super Skrull-led rat pack, which is a bunch of lame looters, from what I looked up.
Wait, Super Skrull?
Super Skrull led the rat pack at one point, a bunch of looters.
I love that Super Skrull.
Super Skrull is committing like looting. Like Super Skrull,
not even a felony.
He's like this guy, like
not even a felony.
This guy's like human, but he's actually Super Skrull.
Super Skrull are to commit like various misdemeanors, like inconvenience people.
So she teamed up with Spider-Man and fought Kraven the Hunter, which is, I guess, makes sense if Tigra like getting hunted by anyone. Kraven makes sense.
She's probably in heat too.
And she teamed up with Red Wolf, The Thing, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four.
So she was just one of those characters in the 80s that probably just got passed around. Kind of like Falcon. I know Falcon and Hawkeye, those characters were just kind of like team up. Hawkeye had a whole like team up book where it was just like Hawkeye and they would just kind of throw it
out
there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thing was like that too.
Kind of fun. But yeah, those are some notable like little adventures that I didn't really find.
Those books were good. Can I like put 2 cents in on that?
Yeah, please.
Go ahead.
I'm serious, because Hawkeye is like my favorite. I'm wearing my Hawkeye shoes.
Alright, do you want our favorite heroes? Like 3 favorite heroes.
Hawkeye, Moon Knight, and Daredevil.
Alright,
I'm seeing a trend.
Flash Venom,
What's the trend?
Iron Fist, and
People
Hawkeye.
without heroes that like beat people up.
Jim, who's your
Pretty
favorite?
much.
Three favorite.
Oh my god, I can't do this. I mean, I really like Doctor Strange. Gwenpool is like not a non-answer, but I love Gwenpool. And I don't know. I hate comic books.
Nova?
Oh, okay, yeah, Nova.
Okay.
Nova's up there.
So,
So like this Solo Avengers Hawkeye
Dick Rider.
series, I can't remember if it came before or after WCA. It was right around the same time. And it was just really good because it would be like the whole run was like 2 stories combined in one. Hawkeye had this whole arc going, and then the second half of the book would be they would pick one of other like Avengers. So kind of like all the little characters
Like a
get
2
their
for
own
1.
little story.
It's like a 2-for-1 comic with a special.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's actually really fun.
Use a big name to draw them in, then use it the other issue to like.
Back when Hawkeye used to be a big name.
Hawkeye's still a big name. He's still like in the comic wise. He's always been like.
To normies, he's not.
In movies he's not, but in comics he's always been like a big league Avenger. Like he had so many.
He was
he's
the
always built
leader
up.
of the WCA.
Especially during those mid 2000 runs, like those events, he was always built up as like a big team.
Oh yeah, House of M. He was like the most important
House of M,
Avenger.
Dark Avengers. He like is so cool. But continue.
Yeah, that's all I had to say about that. I just really liked Solo Avengers Hawkeye. It was a good formula for half the story was an ongoing arc with Hawkeye, and then the second half would just be like a little side story for one of the other Avengers who was kind of like not popular and doesn't get their own. Like,
Yeah.
This is
definitely
Tigra had one though. I can't remember if Tigra had one.
I feel like I would have seen it.
Well, speaking of Avengers, here's her Avenger introduction arc or saga, and Avengers 211 is when this happens. So Moondragon, if you know, Jim, do you know who? Can you describe who Moondragon is?
Moondragon is
girl.
Drax's daughter. I'm pretty sure, right?
I'm pretty sure it's before.
Okay, well,
But
yeah. My knowledge of Moondragon is pretty much only pertains to the Annihilation arc. So that's like she's this bald, like badass psychic. She's normally involved in cosmic stuff, but I don't know what
she was. She comes up a
She
lot.
had one of them.
Yeah, she was an Avenger for a lot because she comes up a decent part in the Avenger parts.
That's really pretty sure she was on the main team in the 80s, wasn't she?
Yes, I didn't write down the year. This is before West Coast Avengers, so this is before 80s.
Because WCA,
this is early 80s, I think.
WCA existed the same time as regular Avengers, and obviously regular Avengers is New York, and WCA is LA, and they have a crossover where they play baseball against each other.
That's amazing.
It's awesome.
It's like a fun.
That's incredible
episode.
I want that. That's not my favorite anime.
I know there's a time.
I know Moondragon had a solo Avengers Hawkeye little.
Well, that's cool.
stint.
Because I know there's a time where like
It's
the
actually
Avengers run, like I think it's in like the 300s, starts to get like really weird. Like She-Hulk's in it, and like it's just not who you're used to seeing.
I do
interesting.
write down team. Like, when team teamed up, I do write down what the main team was.
Okay,
so.
I'm really interested in seeing that.
One of my first comic books I ever owned was the one with Moondragon. The
Oh, really?
Hawkeye with Moondragon. Yeah,
Oh, that's
I always
funny.
remember the cover because it's like Hawkeye like gets a crowd of people shooting a bow, and then like the other corner is like Moondragon.
Is Moondragon bald back then?
Yeah,
too?
she is
Okay.
bald. She is the bald with the green earrings and like the really revealing outfit. So the Avengers are having an opening. They're trying to find a new member. Captain America trying to find a new member. So Moondragon makes a bunch of heroes psychically makes them fight each other. Like Iceman's fighting Moon Knight, Angel's fighting Tigra, and there's some other heroes too. But these are like that. But so Cap wanted like a new lineup of heroes, and so they just fight each other, and the heroes tell her to fuck off basically. Like this is not how you do it, and she leaves. But everyone leave except for 2, which is a Tigra and Yellow Jacket, aka Hank Pym. So
Gone
There's
rogue.
many identities.
So during this, Wonder Man, Beast, Vision, Scarlet Witch all leave the Avengers, and Tigra and Yellow Jacket join the team.
It's funny thinking of Beast on the Avengers.
Yeah, he's usually a prominent member.
I know he's one of the kind of crossover ones, but it's just in my mind, Beast is always an X-Man.
Wolverine was a big Avenger member in like the 2000s, which is like people kind of forget about. So yeah, she was on the team for months, and then she decided to leave and move to San Francisco, and she befriended Spider-Woman. Because there's a whole adventure where Tigra sees the ghost of like Spider-Woman. She's like in the hospital and like on like life support kind of thing.
So she's in like a coma.
But everyone forgets her existence. Everyone existence.
It's like some House of M shit.
But yeah, and then the Avengers are called, and Astral Plane gets involved with Magnus, who's like this weird like he's like her like mentor. It's like a weird psychic Astral Plane stuff.
Magnus sounds really familiar.
But she comes back, and that's like
Eric Magnus.
Yeah.
So that was Avengers 240.
Do you have any
like,
connection to Magneto?
if you want to read that Avengers,
Magneto's name is Eric Magnus.
yeah, it's a whole like trainer. I think it's like Spider-Woman's like trainer who didn't want to be alone, so he brought her conscious to like the Astral Plane, and bullshit.
I love Spider-Woman. I think it's really funny
I
that
love-
she gets lumped in with the spider characters
I
despite
know.
having almost nothing to do with them.
I love her I always loved her costume too, but
Except the new one.
Secret
Is
Invasion.
not good.
Secret Invasion's kind of crazy. Like with her, she's a main character because Skrull stuff, and also there's this really weird panel of like everyone's kind of suspected of being a Skrull. There's one panel where like her tits are cute, but Wolverine's behind her with a claw to the side of her, like threatening her. I'm like, this is the most
my God.
suggestive fucking panel, man. It's fucking bizarre. But yeah, that was the weird little
And
side
now
adventure.
she's pregnant. Oh no,
But
I
she
think
had
she
a
had a
kid.
baby.
She had a kid. People
But
thought it was
she's-
Hawkeye, but it was some random guys. I don't know, but yeah, that's all Avengers number 240, that is a little adventure. So this is now the West Coast Avengers saga in 1984. So Hawkeye goes to LA and forms the West Coast Avengers. Is there anything about the origins you need to say about the
Tigra?
not
That's
Tigra,
just
but about the formation
WCA.
of the WCA? Because
Oh no, they're just like every superhero comic ever revolves around New York.
yeah,
And
you
they're
just needed, I guess.
Like, why can't? What happens if like there's criminals or bad guys
Anywhere
somewhere
else. Anywhere else.
That's
So
why it's funny. Like even now, there's some international heroes, but
Yeah.
it seems like
That's why-
99.9999% are like America.
One thing I
Yeah.
really loved about Bunn's run of Venom was he moved to Philly, and you never had
Yeah, Philly is a great setting.
Yeah,
no one's
you-
ever done that.
you never had
Even
him.
like
Sam and I were just-
Wakanda, which is kind of like Africa's a big continent,
Yeah.
and Wakanda is so insular. Like Black Panther's never leaving that place. Like,
I
he's
know.
he's not gonna help anyone else in Africa.
it,
And Sam and I were talking about this in the car. We were talking about like the terrible, shitty Russian Avengers.
Oh my God, I love
The
it.
Red Guardians.
The Red
It's just
Guardians,
Captain
yeah.
The
America.
Chinese.
No.
I love the Chinese
I was
Avengers
telling-
too.
Oh no, that's something
There's a
different.
miniseries
I know.
called Widowmaker, that the Black Widow, Hawkeye, Mockingbird, and they end up fighting like the Russian Avengers basically.
Uh-huh.
The one guy,
Crimson
Sputnik.
Yes, there's Crimson Dynamo, who's just
Oh, that's
Iron Man
cool.
suit.
Yeah, he's
Dude.
he's like an old Iron Man character.
Yeah, he's like it was like Crimson Dynamo 5, but it was like
There's
really,
one guy named Sputnik, and he eventually changes his superhero name to Vostok, which is hilarious because those are both like different Russian satellites.
He has a theme. What's his power? What's his?
it was
Yeah.
mechanical manipulation.
Okay, so
That's
he's
actually like
forged.
pretty
Then, I
cool
guess.
power.
Kind of, and there's also was like the Red Guardian, who's just Captain America.
That
Russian
could be like a
Captain
really
America.
cool power if it was like Hickman writing it. But if it was like anyone else writing it, it'd be terrible.
Yeah, so like yeah, Russian Captain America, blah blah.
I
blah.
love that every country has like their own Captain America. That's
Yeah,
my
of
favorite
course.
thing about.
There was also they have a storm god too.
Oh yeah, some Slavic god is like part of their team.
That's
It's like
awesome.
the Thor of their team.
That's fucking awesome.
I know.
I think it's
I
like
want a book about them.
Crimson Dynamo, Fantasia, P-Run, Red Guardian, Sputnik. I think P-Run's he is the Russian storm god. Got it. All right. So enough about them. So now we're on the West Coast Avengers. The team, she's invited but joined by Hawkeye.
Do you want to say who the West Coast Avengers are?
I have it right by the come up.
Okay.
Team of Hawkeye, Mockingbird. This is the initial lineup. It changes. Wonder Man and Iron Man, but this Iron Man's Rhodey. This is a time when Rhodey's going.
So basically, Wonder Man is what they used to make Vision.
That's Vision. Vision does join eventually, I think. And
Vision is like a clone of Wonder Man.
I'm eating a cookie, but I'll chime in a sec.
So yeah, basically,
and Iron Man becomes Stark later on. Like when that whole like Tigra saga is Stark instead of Rhodey.
Also, one thing that I want to add in, I've read a bunch of old Iron Man comics. I love his suit at this time period.
Is
I don't
this
know
the
what
red,
time-
the red and silver one?
Yeah, it's called the Silver Centurion.
Yeah, well, that's great.
It's got like a really cool like his head looks like a giant bullet almost.
Yeah.
And his arms are these huge shoulder pads or like shoulder blades. They look really cool.
The armor was bulky and not like slick like it always has to be now.
There's that core team, but they also have a lot of characters that
Like ancillary characters.
that they team up with.
Like
and
Hank Pym joins the team eventually.
Yeah, Hank Pym almost commits suicide, and they stop him. There's a panel where he has a gun against his head, and he's like, "It's time I kill myself," in like a thought bubble. And
oh my god, I love 80s comics
Yeah.
so much.
so like Hank Pym crosses over, and then Scarlet Witch and Vision have crossover, Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But there's that core team of the Thing. They want to get the Thing to join the team.
Thing
He's
does-
like, no, I stay in Brooklyn. His Brooklyn accents in comic books are always like written like they're like a
I love when they do that when they rate out accents in comics. It's so funny. Or just enter text at all.
Yeah, I think the Thor stuff, like Thor speak is fine. They always like the slanted, like
Yeah,
kind of
I
thing.
love that. That's like a thing.
But what's it called? So this is he had adventure with them. You know, there's always, but this is like her Tigra like centered arc. So her human and feline side of her personalities are getting erratic and kind of clashing, and she developed a cat-like need for attention, which is like
God.
so that's why she like romanced like Hank Pym and Wonder Man and everything, and like
cat-like need.
yeah.
That's the one. That's as I said. That's the one thing I remember. She's like literally within like panels of each other, trying to like force herself onto different men in the group.
Yeah, so this is because her cat persona is like clashing. So the team's like, okay, we need to solve this. So they go to resolve her problem by traveling. So the team now has Stark and a Thing on their team now.
Tony Stark.
Yeah, Stark instead of Rhodey and Thing is there. So they travel to the land of the cat people, called the Land Within, which is a magical dimension. So
How do they get there? Do you remember?
Fuck if I know. I
Cat
didn't write
hole.
that. I didn't.
I thought they went to like a doctor, and the doctor did like a weird ceremony or something.
There is a sorceress that comes in, but that's not until Winter's West Coast. So I
didn't read. That was like
yes.
the series after. It was called Avengers West Coast.
Yeah, that saga is nuts, man. Wait until you get to that. So that was a roller coaster.
Alright, sorry, we're getting a little caught in the weeds.
Yeah, so the ruler of the cat people offers to cure her split personality. They kill Master Pandemonium.
Can you describe what the what the cat people look like? Especially this cat.
Oh god,
they're more developed cat version than Tigra.
It's like
they're
more like they're
naked.
buff,
yeah, they're naked,
dudes.
but nothing down there.
They're covered head to toe in fur, and their whole body looks like a human body, but from their head, it's like they have
full
like cat features, like cat mouth and nose.
Yeah, like you know that
cat
kind of
ears.
like that like Tigra doesn't have that kind of cat mouth like
Yeah,
the
it's
It's
maw,
a humanoid cat where Tigra's half cat, half human.
Yeah,
So
that was
Right,
a really
like,
elegant way.
They're even more cat, and they have tails.
she has to kill Master
Oh
Pandemonium.
yeah, Tigra does not have a tail at this point.
Yeah, Tigra
that is a
doesn't
very
have a tail.
important detail.
No,
Tigra does
I didn't
not
notice
have a
that
tail.
on the covers I looked at.
after Cat Hell arc.
Spoilers.
Because every reference I
She
would
gets a
look
tail.
at the cover because sometimes they would have the issue and describe the issue. So I didn't notice that on the covers. So Master Pandemonium is a demonic human who's hated and feared by the cat people. Evil wizard. So
What's the name? Master Pandemonium.
Yep.
Of course it is.
So Tigra, she didn't want to kill him because Avengers don't kill, that kind of
Right.
shit. And she almost, but so as she leaves, he kind of fucks off. And during a training exercise with Hawkeye, she almost kills him, like it goes a little too hard.
She almost kills Hawkeye?
Yeah, in training exercise.
It was also pretty erotic though, I bet.
Maybe. But so, second page. So she gave up her Tigra form in fear because she didn't want to hurt anyone, so you turn back to a human and say that. But immediately after she turned back to a human, her and Hank Pym are kidnapped by a demon named Alito.
I love that there's so many demons in the Marvel
but
universe.
he thought those two worked for Pandemonium. So let's get the Avengers asked for help from Hellcat and Damien Hellstrom, who just recently gave up being a superhero and developed a little paranormal investigation.
I love Damien Hellstrom.
So
He's so stupid.
I love Damien. He's great. He's the son of Satan. He has a giant pentagram on his chest.
I have no idea who this character is.
Yeah, I guess they had a thing. and Hellcat, who's just like, she's just a super. She's
Patty
Walker. Patsy
from
Walker.
the Jessica Jones series.
Yeah. So Patsy
telling
Walker,
me she goes to hell?
she has the original cat. She has a cat suit
hell.
on. She has she's claw. I don't know like her fucking power. They don't like Hellcat. But yeah, Damien Hellstrom's the son of Satan, really magical. He's like, but so
his hair forms little curly horns.
That's awesome.
yeah.
I
So
love it.
they get them to help out because they need someone to deal with this occult bullshit. The Avengers, Pandemonium, Alito are all find their way to the demon's realm and all brawl each other as a three-way brawl. Alito puts everyone on a boat and sends all the heroes through to the realms of hell. The boat drifts to the land of the cat people. Reveal: the cat people are demons. They guarded a shard of Pandemonium's soul for Mephisto, because now Mephisto's evolved.
Oh my god, Mephisto.
Yeah, they order her to kill Pandemonium again, but she refuses. The cat people in return strip her cat soul and leave her human. So Hellcat gives Tigra her costume, which I guess she just had either gave her costume or an extra one lying around, and it was because Avengers beat up the cat people. They free her.
So she's the cat again.
Yeah, but no.
Yes.
So after they beat them, they free her cat spirit and returns to Tigra. Now she's even stronger. Like all her physical is increased even more. She gets a tail
and she
now.
grows the tail.
And she gets the tail.
Sprouts.
So yeah, she's even stronger.
And
in Tigra.
they're all like, and she just grew a tail. Like everyone's like shocked and disgusted. Like,
What a strange detail.
So she returns to the team, and but abandons her past romance because she blames it on the cat persona. Like was the reason why instead of actually having feelings. But then shortly after, starts a romance with Moon Knight, who's a new recruit. So.
Of course she fucking does. She's, oh, fresh meat, and then she jumps on him.
So this is when like the big West Coast Avenger incident happened, the Phantom Rider incident. Murphy, do you want to explain the Phantom Rider incident?
Yeah, so Hawkeye and Mockingbird are a thing. And,
one of the big comic book romantic couples.
Yeah, and
for a while.
And they kind of go through like a lot of like turmoil in their relationship in WCA. And there's these stupid like Western villain team, and the one guy he's like part like ghost, I guess.
Yeah.
What's his name? Phantom Rider.
Phantom Rider. He looks kind of like Moon Knight with a cowboy.
Yeah. Every time I saw those comics from that era, I was like, oh, is Moon Knight a cowboy now?
Yeah,
which would be pretty cool actually.
But I forget what the reason was. I think like in his past life he had this like romance with this girl and he's trying to like relive it or something. So he abducts Mockingbird and like basically forces her to be his wife and like rapes her. So eventually they beat the bad guys and rescue Mockingbird, but now there's like this Hawkeye like doesn't trust her and thinks she cheated on him.
Which is kind of shitty.
I thought it was a thing where Power Rider like hanging off a cliff and Mockingbird lets him die.
Does she kill him or something?
Yeah, she lets him die. Like she
and
Hawkeye.
That's actually probably.
Hawkeye's more angry at that.
Yeah, that's actually now that you remind me. Hawkeye's angry at that because Avengers aren't supposed to kill, and she like kills the guy in revenge, and.
Which is kind of be a crazy thing nowadays that but
it would not happen.
Yeah, right. Because from every single Marvel movie, the villain always gets like murdered by the hero. And,
yeah,
they just throw that out the window.
So, that's too like sensibility wise, people would shit down Marvel.
So yeah, after that whole thing, Hawkeye and Mockingbird split.
Yeah, and it's like a trust thing. He's like we don't kill. Like I feel like I don't even know you anymore. And
and so yeah. They split, but
off.
Tigra and Moon Knight joined with Mockingbird for a little, her little team for a little bit, and they fight crime until they defeat Phantom Rider's ghost, which I guess that happened at one point.
Right, because he already was a ghost.
Yeah, and then Tigra rejoins the West Coast Avengers again, like after that. So now we're on Avengers West Coast, which is was the follow-up comic, and the team.
What year was that?
I didn't write down the year. It was just Avengers West Coast number 149, volume 2. I didn't have the year. Usually I had the year written down, but I didn't find it on that one. So his team is Scarlet Witch, Wonder Man, Hank Pym, Wasp, Tigra, and Vision.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool team.
Yeah. So they had Avengers, but this is Tigra's main arc in this one. So her cat soul causes problems again.
Of course.
Yeah. Her appearance starts to change more alongside her personality now. So she starts chasing mice and shit like that too, like acts more like a cat. So Hank Pym, oh man, I gotta find a cure. Shrinks her down to the size of a house cat because she resembles one too. Until a cure was discovered, which I think you saw those pictures of her shrink down, fighting a pit bull and everything.
So Hank Pym's fucking brilliant plan is to shrink her,
and she's in a cage too, because.
Why? What is what? I know Hank Pym is like a troubled human, but what is going through his head here?
I don't know. It was even a good idea at the time. So
I might kill myself.
Also during this time, a time traveling villain named Immortus. I don't know much about Immortus. I didn't bother because time travel villains are way too annoying to research. So she lets Tigra free to distract the Avengers, and she runs around the city until she's captured by a sorceress named Agatha Harkness. I never heard of her.
Oh, yes, I know her.
She's from Doctor Strange. So.
Yes, I'm pretty sure she's a recurrent character in the new Doctor Strange. Or, well, I don't know how new it is anymore, but it's one of the more recent Doctor Strange runs. Yeah,
she was staying at the house for the Avenger Mansion for a little bit of time. From what I read, from what I heard about.
I think she works at a bar or something. There's a whole magical bar in Brooklyn. It's really fun.
So, Harkness captures her, brings back the Avenger, and she calls upon the cat people to cure Tigra.
So wait, what was her issue?
We're finding out.
Okay.
her cat soul's her issue right now, so it keeps going more and more conflicting with her soul.
Her human soul.
Yeah.
Her humane soul.
But I guess about how to control this one. So this is another old enemy of Tigra named Tabor. So he's like a humanoid cat, but he's a cat artificially evolved to a humanoid feline form.
So he was just like some guy's cat, and like, all right, Felix, I'm gonna put you in the cat grow machine.
And yeah, so he was also like the leader of the cat people now, because I guess villains take
the cat
over.
like demons of cat hell.
Yeah,
I would love to see what the cat people society's like. Do you think they democratically elect their leaders?
They're like
we're part of
demons,
hell.
though.
Yeah, they're demons.
So why not?
That cat's a freaking demon, Jim.
It'd be like dim monocracy.
Shut up. Alright, so he restored her to her human form, but Tubber tried to fuck her to legitimize his rise to the throne, because,
Okay.
I better fuck the ultimate warrior of these people.
Do you mean fuck as in like a literal way, or like beat her up?
He wanted her to be his wife,
No,
like...
so he wanted to fuck
sex,
her.
Yeah.
Like sex fuck.
Like cat, yeah.
Sex fuck.
The Tigra's, she, of course, said, fuck
We're
that
talking about
shit.
Tigra, Jim. Obviously, we're talking about sex.
Yeah, Tigra said, like, fuck that, I'm not doing it. Hart just put... and then, so he had a fight, but Hart just put the Tigra's out-of-control cat soul into Tabber, but turned him back into a house cat.
I love like the math in this where they're like, okay, like evolved cat soul plus cat soul equals house cat.
But her cat soul was out of control and turning Tigra into a house cat, basically.
I mean, comic
also,
book science.
why is an out of control cat soul make you a house cat?
Okay,
This is the same world where there's dinosaurs in Antarctica and the Africa is like hyper civilized and like
it's also the
very
savage
future advanced.
It's also Savage Land that has dinosaur people. So yeah, so this allowed her to. So Tigra was allowed to keep her Tigra form and her human personality. Too. She claimed that her Tauber's amulet, so she was allowed to turn human again whenever she wanted, and rejoin the Avengers West Coast. So this is Avengers West Coast number 74. This little thing has is like her Tigra's exit to the team. So,
oh no!
So on a mission, she crashes in the Australian wilderness, but rescued by native Australians, and she decides to stay with them and leaves the team.
So what? Just like
She stays in Australia for a little bit until the 90s.
Okay.
that must have been so hot on her cat fur.
So she made a couple appearances, helped the Avengers. And this is between now and the 98, which we're gonna get to. She helped fought in the Kreeshire War.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know why
And-
she's there at all.
The main Avengers were there.
What
They
is
needed all the
her,
help.
What is her
That's such like an
motivation?
X-Man. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Okay, well when you said Australia, I know that like Australia is pretty big in like the
The native Australians in wilderness.
Well, what's his face? Chris Claremont, the Chris Claremont run of X-Men. I know that Australia is like pretty important there, so I'm not too surprised that there would be some crossover.
But yeah, so and then the main Avengers asked her to help fight in that war. So and then she later attended Mockingbird's funeral because I guess she died in the 90s. But then she
of course she did.
So,
I wouldn't be surprised if you told me that Tigra died a few times.
I don't think so. I probably researched she hasn't died
She's
yet.
the only Marvel character that never died.
So this is like 98. I read a little bit of this. Like the Avengers were reforming, but I read a little bit of this comic from '98, the Avengers comic, and they're fighting like Whirlwind's robbing a bank. I'm not sure Whirlwind. He's got a stupid green suit who's like can spin like a tornado kind of thing.
Oh, Whirlwind. Yeah, he's another old Iron Man villain.
So he's robbing a bank, and there's like there's like 15 to 20 Avengers that are going to stop him. Like Miss Marvel's there, and like Wonder Man, like Firestar. Oh, there's so many like characters.
This is what I want from the next Avengers movie.
Like all clashing, they're all like bumping into each other. There's so many Avengers, and then Whirlwind gets away. They're like, "Oh fuck, we need like, all the main Avengers are in like a meeting. Like, okay, we need to slim down this team, and like we have to cut the people, and like Hawk, but like two of the other ones go like." And Hawkeye like watching them go up, get Whirlwind on their own to like capture him, and like they do. And I was like, okay, guys, these two are good. Like they took it upon themselves to go after. And like, okay, team kind of full because Hawkeye, you're the last spot in our team, but there are reserve members in case we really need them.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that team, everyone else kind of leaves. Like everyone goes kind of fucks off. Like Tigra goes into outer space with a cosmic hero called Star Fox.
Oh yeah, my favorite
Fox.
Nintendo character.
Yeah. So she didn't like the space adventures though. But Moondragon gathered her.
Why would Tigra be a good pick for space?
Do you think that Star Fox is just like waiting at like he's waiting at the airport one day and he's like, I guess Tigra's the only one that showed up. Fuck, we're going to space.
But yeah, so she didn't like it. But Moondragon gathered her and other Avengers to battle aliens. It's called like the
Infinity Conquest.
They call it like the Infinity. I don't know.
Infinity Conquest
I didn't
is like one of the other related
I
Infinities.
didn't look much into that because I just don't care about that
When
late
was
90s.
this? This is like 80s?
It's 98, 99.
Okay.
Well, these not
the
early
dark
90s.
time for comic books for those.
That was
who aren't
more
aware.
the early mid 90s. This is like when they're trying to get
The 90s was when everything's like.
I don't even want to know what
Like,
Tigra
there's a
looks
comic
like
cover,
illustrated in the
like-
90s.
No, there was a cover.
The art sucked. The writing sucked.
There was a 90s
There
cover.
was no
It was like
money. Marvel's like selling all their properties. That's why the movies are owned by like 10 different companies.
Yeah.
It was a cover of like it was like it's around this time, but it was like Thor, Quasar, like Moondragon, like all,
This is a
like,
fucking awesome team.
and then Tigra's there in the corner too with them, like all these like, cosmic like characters, godly characters.
Quasar was a guy at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like and she returned to Earth in 2000. She did some. This is like she had a little solo run in 2002. A Tigra Volume 1, numbers 1. I think
Oh my God.
4. So
She had a solo run.
I didn't know this at
she
all.
had a short solo run. So she did some investigations into this.
Investigations.
Into the Brotherhood of the
Like a
Blue
detective.
Fist. That sounds like something Iron Fist would be investigating instead. But so this organization murdered her first husband, and she went undercover.
Her first.
She went undercover. She trained at the New York Police Academy,
Of course
and then she
Not
destroyed the
real.
group. This is a summary. I just didn't feel like.
Could you
reading this
imagine
with you.
seeing like a Catwoman at like
Okay,
a police
so
academy? Like,
she's undercover. She's in her human like.
okay, she's
outfit.
undercover.
All right,
okay.
she can change.
Yeah.
Because she needs training. She needs
So-
police training at this point.
So after she destroyed the group, she became a cop.
She's been a fucking
that's
hero
it.
for 20 years.
She became a cop afterwards.
So she's
That's it. She's a cop now.
She's a
She's not
cat
a
cop.
cat anymore.
She's cat cop.
Oh my god, she's Cat Cobb.
So
Cat cop.
I love Cat
this
Cobb.
is when we're getting to the final stuff. Is like the mid
Definitely
2000
Make cat cop like come up as the image on the video so everyone knows what we're
There's
talking
two
about.
though. There's a Cat Cop from BoJack.
I
too.
couldn't
He's
find.
Really good.
I couldn't find anywhere to find the Tigra solo run, but
It's fucking destroyed.
But that's that famous issue of like her like jumping at the cover, like her claws out. That's
Uh-huh.
that's her solo run issue. But
So is she staying a human fighting crime, or is she turned into a cat?
I don't. As a cop, maybe she's a human as a cop, but maybe she
Well,
turns.
there's no way they would sell a Tigra book where she's just a human.
That's
yeah,
awful.
she probably goes
That's
undercover,
true.
but when she like finds out plans or whatever, she goes into Tigra and like beats
She
him up.
hulks out.
I didn't read the comic. I couldn't find it to read
So
it.
half the time she's a cop, and then the other half the time she just like is a vigilante that breaks the law and like becomes a cat and like chases down bad guys.
I love this idea of Tigra as like a transforming hero, like a sort of anime.
Well,
So-
Thor used to be a transforming hero.
That's true.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Thor used to be a
I mean,
nerdy guy with a
Hulk's-
stick, and if he
Hulk's a
touched the stick, he'd like become Thor.
Well, Hulk is the transforming hero.
What?
Hulk is like the transforming hero. So this is like a man of the mid 2000 run. She didn't really do. She has like a couple appearances there, but Civil War and a little bit after they merged her main things in. But so she joins Iron Man's side in Civil War. Everyone kind of knows Civil War. Tony Stark's a dickhead. She kind of joins the bad guy side.
Civil War's terrible.
So she
Civil War's fucking awful.
I think you guys have talked about this morning in other episodes of how much you hate Civil
We
War.
might have. I think Civil War is a terrible
Um,
event. It's a garbage comic book, and no one should read it.
So-
It's fucking post 9/11 trash. I'll rant on Civil War for
You've
10
already
hours.
ranted about this.
Don't-
I have to.
Jim,
Or maybe two
We're
previous
not in the
episodes.
Osama bin Laden part yet. So what
Oh, I forgot that Osama bin Laden is relevant to this lecture.
yeah. So she's used to infiltrate Cap's side. She passed info as a mole for weeks to Cap's side, but so this part made no sense when I was reading it. She's outed by Black Panther due to his enhanced senses.
Yeah, he can smell her catness.
He's also
He
cat themed.
I don't think-
He's like Cat Hero Light, where he's got he could jump higher than the normal person. He can
Like,
smell
cat people understand each
more
other.
than the normal person.
Cat
But-
people.
But then
Maybe he's got some claws. He
But
can
then-
scratch people.
Cap exploited her presence to disinform Iron Man, get an advantage during the final fight, blah blah blah. Between this and Secret Invasion, she gets beat up by the Hood, which I explained earlier, which is really funny, actually. So Secret Invasion happens. Secret Invasion is awesome. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of Civil War in that it's like
It's
very good.
It's awesome.
I've read a few Annihilation tie-ins to Secret Invasion.
So the main thing, because Spider-Woman's it's like the Queen Skrull in actuality. Mockingbird was a Skrull the entire time, and Hank Pym was another big reveal being a Skrull for a long ass time. And she romanced with Hank Pym because at the time they were kind of sleeper agents where they thought they were the heroes until like the actual like invasion happened. It got triggered, and so she became pregnant with Skrull Pym's baby.
Skrull Pym.
Wait.
Not actually Hank Pym.
Yeah.
Tigra?
Actually Skrull
Tigra was
Pym.
impregnated by Skrull Pym at the time that she romanced him,
What the fuck?
and then Norman Osborn
Yeah,
targeted
for
because
those who don't know, the Skrulls are aliens.
shapeshifting
Okay, yeah.
They
aliens.
shapeshift and pretend to be people.
Yeah.
What does the baby look like?
Hold on, I'm gonna get to that. So after Secret Invasion, like Norman Osborn kind of
That's rape.
Hold on, can you?
Sam, that's rape. Some Skrull raped her.
Well,
She probably raped the Skrull.
Skrull thought he was Hank Pym, like down to his
Pym was probably, like,
memory
fucking
to power. He'd been Hank Pym for a while, and then he kind of
the Skrull forgot who he was.
Yeah, I told you he's a sleeper agent.
It's comic books.
There's a whole thing of like him freaking out, like like identity crisis kind of thing, like. So at the end,
is that even rape then at that point? He thought he was Hank Pym.
So because of Secret Invasion, like Norman Osborn kind of vision as like this giant hero in End of Secret Invasion, and he becomes targeted because he kind of becomes the lead of like the Avengers. That's what Dark Avengers is. Dark Avengers is awesome too, by the way. So she gives birth to the Skrull baby within 2 months because of into 2 months.
Skrull bullshit.
But the baby is they did like the Avengers. They did like DNA tests or the real Hank Pym, because they found all like the heroes that were replaced like, eventually. But he had a...
Did they call Hank Pym and they were like, hey, yo, dude, you got a kid.
But no, well, the boy was fully human with a bit of cat DNA. I seen the picture of Tigra holding a little cat baby.
But no, that was
There's no Skrull DNA because the Skrull used like Hank Pym's DNA to fully like...
Science.
Comic
What?
Wait, how did... So
for all intents and purposes, it was Hank Pym, but then at the last second they were like, you're actually an alien.
I can't get over the fact that like
it's 100% copied like.
So wait, when a Skrull transforms, they convert their DNA.
It's very hard. It's very hard for a Skrull. It's very hard to tell who a Skrull is.
It's
oh my god,
science.
it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
There was a certain thing they did, I think, to reveal people who were Skrull, but she gives the baby to the cat people to raise.
Oh, she doesn't even raise her own baby?
I think she's
fucking Tigra we're talking about here. She's like the most despicable hero ever.
She's like, I can't fuck if I gotta raise a kid.
There's two main... Now I'm in the 2010s now, so there are two main...
Sent the kid to cat hell.
I can't believe that people are even writing her in this.
Send him to cat
hell.
hell.
There's two main comics that she was in. There was Avengers Academy, where she about the teachers training the young team of heroes. And
she's teaching the sex class.
Sex ed, that'd be really funny.
Did she go to teacher after Norman Osborn? This is after Siege. Siege is awesome too. Read that.
The 2000s actually had some great events.
Yeah. Except Civil War is a garbage event.
Yeah,
Civil War.
But the stuff that...
So it's the only one people ever fucking talk about.
Because of Civil War, it led to, it built these good events. Also, Bendis' New Avenger runs pretty good, too. So, she joins the teacher after Norman Osborn fall from Siege, so... Tigra,
no one knows what you're talking about.
She's a teacher. It's a comic about her and a bunch of other heroes.
Alright, skip to the end.
Tigra asks Hank Pym to look after the child if something happens to her, because, it's still kind of DNA your baby, maybe?
No, it doesn't work like that. It's not... If
someone stole your semen and then impregnated a woman,
not
that's
even.
not your child.
If someone,
that's not your responsibility.
If an alien shape-shifting as you impregnated a girl and made a child, it's not your child.
You didn't consent to that activity.
She's also
you had nothing to do with it.
He's also one of the heroes.
It could have happened and you would not even known about it.
What happened to Skrull Hank Pym? Did they just kill him?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all the Skrull get their ass beat.
Got killed, right?
All Skrulls face the invasion gets fucked by the heroes and Norman Osborn.
They should have fuck it. Just keep going.
So she's also in the Fierce Defenders as a hero recruited by Misty Knight to fight Doom-Maiden, but I'm not gonna try to explain that run because I didn't like that run as much. Alright, so that's basically what she wasn't really been anything recently, so that's kind of end of her.
Yeah, she's a very forgotten character.
Unless you want me to talk about the Ultimate version.
Briefly.
Briefly. Version.
Briefly.
Oh wait,
just give me the clip. Give me the clip.
Ultimate Comics number 20. Ultimate Comics Ultimate is number 23 when she appeared. Her name is Maria Grant.
Already can't even fucking.
So in the Ultimate Universe, it's like a 2000s Alternate Universe run where it's kind of edgier and
the Ultimates wanted to be more realistic.
Yeah,
it wanted to be grittier
and also
realistic. And also, but it went on for so long that it became even wackier than normal Marvel.
But also, if you die, you die. The big thing is you don't come back if you die.
There's a lot of death. There's a lot of
bad designs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I was gonna say there's a lot of attempts to make it gritty by tying it to the real world, war in Afghanistan is real in this universe.
Make it more grounded.
9/11.
A lot of more gritty,
Captain America,
edgy things.
So things that notoriously are terrible in comic books.
Like Captain America being from 40s and 30s,
and
he's like a racist asshole.
Yeah. The Avengers kill people too.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. Sometimes you gotta kill people.
Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch are
just kills them.
No, that's what a bow's for.
Scarlet Witch
also, Hawkeye never has any superpowers, but in this he does.
Yeah, he has Bullseye and normal Bullseye who can become very accurate with anything kind of power.
That's strange.
Yes, that and also some bullshit science he can literally like zoom in with his eyes like a
Yeah.
Oh, like my favorite character from My Hero Academia.
Shut up, Jim.
hawk. Shut up, Jim.
But so yeah, so she's a cop, and she kills someone on duty. But her good cop record got her a sentence of 20 years, and she used her violent nature to stay alive in
Wait,
prison.
so she murdered someone on duty, not just like.
She killed someone on duty. She shot someone on duty.
But she got 20 years, so she murdered them. Like
I guess so.
wrongly murdered somebody.
It didn't explain which the person she murdered. I
If
couldn't
you're a
find
cop
the
and you
issue.
kill someone on duty and it's a justified shoot, you get put on like admin duty for like a year. You don't get sentenced to 20 years. So she fucking murdered someone.
I don't know. I
just killed
Or she
someone.
was set up, which is
I
probably
looked it up.
likely
I couldn't find the issue.
She was probably set up.
or a big description of it. It didn't say anything about her being set up. It
Fans
would've
of
been
the
a thing.
Nyancast, if
Fans
we have
of
anyone
Tigra.
that can elucidate
So-
this,
so
please
she-
write in.
Since she's the cop, she had to use her violent nature to stay alive in prison.
Of
So
course.
Nick Fury, became aware of her and asked her to join Shield, the Shield unit, West Coast Ultimates.
Also, can I say that Ultimates is what created Black Nick Fury? Which
Yeah.
is they even made a
that's
joke
right.
about them in the comic. They were like, "Who would play you in a movie?" And he's like, "I would hope Samuel L. Jackson." Like all the characters had like a chime in on it.
There's
It
a-
was
if
a
you
funny
look-
moment, and this is like way before the Avengers movie.
There's a really funny
And
image.
that was like the basis of Samuel Jackson's Nick
a
Fury.
really funny
The
image of
Ultimates
like.
wasn't terrible. It wasn't 100%
It had good
terrible.
things. There were some good things in there, but it was very edgy.
There's a really funny a comic thing of like someone describing how Black Nick Fury got into the 616 standard Marvel universe. Like if you want, it's so convoluted and hilarious.
I'm
By the way,
sure.
616 means just the normal Marvel
Yeah.
universe.
The Marvel comic
No one knows
universe.
what you're talking
All right,
about.
so
Because it's comic books and there has to be like a million alternate universes and time travel
Uh-huh.
bullshit.
all right,
Does anyone know what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is? It's like
It is-
20,000 or something.
There's like numbers. Who
it
fucking cares?
doesn't matter. So she joined. She's asked to join the West Coast Ultimates. She underwent a mutation that turned her into a feline form. Which I sent Jim a picture, so she'll probably have it of her.
So obviously the West
Oh,
Coast
fuck, wait,
Ultimates
no, you
is
saw
like
it
a
again.
throwback to the West Coast Avengers.
Oh, no, I saw that.
Because the Ultimates is the name of the team that's just the
The
Avengers.
Avengers.
Like,
Yeah.
Which is
in
a
this
terrible
universe.
name.
Also, there's a really funny.
So-
there's an animated Ultimates
West
film that
Coast
has.
Ultimates is just the West Coast Avengers in this universe.
Do you
basically.
remember the Ultimates animated movie that had like it's like suck it
What?
Fury? It's like Ant-Man
No,
like
I've seen a few.
wrote like in ants like saying like
Oh, yeah!
like shield suck it shield or something like that.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So the team was tasked to find Osama bin Laden, but they failed at that. They couldn't find him. And then Wonder Man hulked out
A lot
because
of teams
because
did.
Ultimate Wonder Man has the Hulk serum. He hulks out. He's lame. And
And then Tigra gets killed by him.
yeah, and so they fight him, and
It's
then
like G-cells.
the team Shield decided, oh god, this team's too dangerous, and puts them in the stasis tubes. I know Quake was on the team as well. It's like Quake, Normal
I don't know
Vision,
any of these
Wait, so
Wonder Man.
Tigra was deemed too dangerous?
The team was named like too dangerous, and they put them in stasis.
And that's where they remained until
So there was
Galactus ate
so
Earth.
no,
That's
so,
the end
so
of
there was
Ultimate.
Ultimate Civil War.
Spoilers.
There was Ultimate Civil War
Was
apparently.
there actually?
Oh.
So
This was
So-
even worse.
Even
So,
more edgy.
you know how I said Captain Douchebag in
Yeah.
this universe? So he's a president now.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Captain America's
California
president.
tries to lead
I mean,
the
who
U.S.
wouldn't vote for
Of
Captain
course,
America?
California tries to leave the U.S.
and
Who?
but Cap says no, and they, and then but California people find West Coast Avengers in stasis.
This is like stupid.
And
when Lex
unleash
Luthor
them
becoming
and unleash
president.
them to unleash him on the White House. Quake and Tigra fight on the White House, but then get knocked out, and that's it. That's all I can find about the Elephant Tigra.
And then Tigra died.
And
But
then
who wouldn't vote for Captain America for president? He's so like
He's Captain
pure-hearted,
America.
Yeah.
and then there's also like the House of M Tigra, which is like with like a spy for the Avengers because she looked like a mutant in that whole
Okay.
arc. And then the Mangaverse,
Oh, I know this one.
yeah.
She's a familiar of
Doc-
Doctor Strange.
Yep.
So yeah, I looked a little bit into the Mangaverse last night when you told us you were doing all these notes. And pretty much imagine every Marvel character just at age 20 and they're just like a hot or cute anime girl / boy.
Art's really
But do you
bad,
know her
though.
deal?
Art is terrible.
Do you know her deal
It's a
though?
bad deviant.
I don't. Is she
So
sexy?
she's bounded by a curse that keeps her in tiger form until she does 1,000 good deeds.
Oh my god, it's like Eddie McDowd from the Good Deeds Eddie McDowd.
But then she also gets a spear at some point. So,
Here's a spear.
so now I guess we talk about her powers.
Oh my god. I thought we were
the-
done.
No, I got the power section.
So yeah, she
the-
can punch
It's
and
what you
slash
think it
and
would be.
jump.
No, well-
exactly.
well,
there
so
we go,
her
we're
official-
done.
Exactly what you think they
her
are.
official Marvel like stat thing, because every Marvel character on the official like Marvel website had like a stat
A
page.
bullshit stat
Yeah.
card that some
out
intern
of 10.
had to write
Out of 10.
Right.
So-
Exactly. 'Cause
and
it's
her
just all depends on
intelligence-
what the writer wants to do.
Her intelligence at 3.
If Marvel let,
So it's just 3 out of
if
10.
Marvel let
Well,
me write
and
a comic
10 is
book on
like-
Tigra, I would make her like kill Thanos and Galactus. boots and just like.
Squirrel
kill
did that
everybody.
already. Her strength is 4, speed is 3, durability is 4, energy protection is 1, and fight skill is 4.
So she's just like not good at
So,
anything.
None of this means anything though, because it's just whatever
That's
the writer
true.
wants to do.
You can
and
do
she's
almost
been
anything.
with
I have-
different writers. Like,
I have feats.
writer
So
can do whatever they want.
Well, Tiger's feet
her
are pretty hot.
her strength, her superhuman strength, she can lift about 10 tons and can bend 1 in 6 steel bars.
No, she cannot lift 10 tons.
She
That's
also-
bullshit.
She also
10
can jump
tons is
12
so
feet.
fucking heavy.
She doesn't have fucking lift 10 tons.
She can also jump at least 12 feet.
That seems
Yeah,
like
that's like-
pretty
that's like
She
underwhelming.
has
Actually,
a running speed of 60
12
miles
feet's
per
pretty
hour.
fucking high, Jim. How
Yeah.
high can you jump?
Yeah, Jim, how high
I
can
can
you
do a
jump?
6-foot vertical jump.
No, you cannot.
You wish. So she has a top speed of 60 miles per hour.
Oh my god.
She has her
There's
stamina.
no way she's that fucking fast. Like this.
So there's a
This is
really
inconsistent with like anything I've read. with
when I
Tigra.
was looking into like her like stamina, it's like issue like a part of her stamina. It was like she can exert herself for 24 hours before fatigue toxins kick in. She has a weird like fatigue toxin.
Fatigue toxins.
Like after like she exerts herself too much, like fatigue for after 24 hours, like your toxin like make her like
That's fucking hilarious.
fatigue. So she has the durability, so she can withstand like great like, big hits and trauma, but she's not invulnerable. Like she can't like. I'll talk about the healing factor in a bit. She has superhuman agility, cat-like reflexes.
Really?
Healing.
Tigra has cat-like
She
reflexes.
has a healing factor, which is really funny because she can heal broken bones in hours.
Do you want to explain what a healing factor is for people that don't understand?
You heal real quick.
There we go. That's it.
But her broken bones will heal in
If
hours,
anyone's seen a
though.
Wolverine movie, he gets shot and then he goes, oh, and the bullet like comes out.
Yeah, so her broken bones will fix in like hours, but for her limbs, she can't grow back limbs, organs, brain cells, etc., like that kind of stuff.
Brain cells.
Yeah,
She's
it
gonna
made
need all
a
all
point to
ones
say
she
that.
can.
So she had like her senses are 10 times that of a human and 5 times that of a cat.
So imagine if
Well,
someone
why is she
like,
strong? Whoa! Why isn't it like halfway between a cat and a human? Why is it like
How
10
high?
times a fucking cat?
Well,
or
is it-
5
So
times a
if
cat?
you like lightly brush
like-
your hand against her arm, she would like it would feel like a punch to her.
I don't
like,
know.
I mean, what is this logic? So like if
It didn't
she's like
explain
half
that.
cat, half human, and she has 5 times this like strength of both, that would be like.
It's fucking gone.
Like, think about it though. It makes no fucking sense.
Of course it doesn't. It's Tigra. That's why we're talking about her.
So she also has the fangs and claws that she you can
Yeah,
how to
that's
use
like her
those.
main form of attack is like clawing people.
She's also
like a cat.
a good hand-to-hand fighter and a pilot.
She's a pilot
Yeah,
and a cop.
and a cop.
And a cop, yeah.
And a cop.
What hasn't Tigra done?
So
All right, if you want to do a little, do you want to summarize Tigra for us? How would you summarize Tigra?
she can't
Disgusting cat girl.
she can control her cat side from what I heard from West Coast Avengers.
It's like weird, like whoever created her had some like weird like fetish agenda
That's-
that they were trying to push.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
It's like very furry. It's not like there's so many anime where it's like that's not furry. It's whatever. It's just cat ears. and tail.
there's a sliding. We've talked about this before. There is
Yeah,
a
there's
sliding
a
scale of
spectrum.
furry. There's a
Mhm.
spectrum of furry.
And she's very furry. She's
But
covered head to toe with fur, which is very gross
She's
and
unlike-
disgusting.
Yeah, she's unlike other characters
It's
that
like,
I've seen at the time.
Whoever's
Me too.
making this has this like furry agenda that they're trying to
But-
push. They're like everyone,
furry agenda.
everyone needs to be exposed to my furry porn.
I feel like every writer like, how can we make this more confusing, convoluted? Like, we'll make the cat people like a magical realm. Like, how can I make this more convoluted? It's part of hell. Like,
I just don't understand why like writers keep using her. Like, there might have been one editor at Marvel that was like, if you don't put
Well-
Tigra in your book, you're fucking
Well,
losing your book.
there's always
your book's canceled.
There's always characters that people like. Okay, much hasn't been done with them. We can do our own thing with them. Like, we can make them like really like.
The thing with that is like, so say you have a character like Firestar or whatever. Throw
Who?
Firestar. He's an X-Men.
No.
Wait.
No, I think Firestar is a girl. Remember Spider-Man
Whatever.
Amazing Friends?
Yeah, whatever.
Blah.
Someone like that. Okay, she's a girl that does fire. You throw her in the back of a comic book, and then immediately someone can look at her and get what her whole deal is. Tigra, when you put Tigra in the background, people are like, what the fuck? Like, is she a cat woman? Like, is she human? Like, there's
Yeah,
so many
there's an
questions that
anime.
arise.
Yeah.
You can't just, like, throw her in a group. You can't
Right.
be like, all right, this footnote in Civil War is going to be Tigra's. Like, no,
Mole.
you can't do this. Like,
It's too much.
It rises too many questions.
Yeah, it's too much to throw in like that. Because like most heroes, you can get their whole shtick just
Yeah.
from looking at them. Like look at their costume,
She always
see them use their powers once. You're like, oh, I get it. Okay.
You know, Tigra, you don't look at Tigra and think, oh, this is
What
a
the
cop.
fuck is that? Oh, it's a cop pilot detective
Alright.
cat lady with an amulet that goes to cat hell and transforms between a cat and a
I
human.
had a cat
So-
scroll baby.
But yeah, so I think if recommended readings for this, like I think
WCA. Is
yeah,
great. Everyone should read
WCA,
it.
Avengers West Coast. She's like prominent in both of those. There's that Tigra solo like run that's like for 4 issues from like the 2000s that you can read. Like those are probably the main things. And Avengers Academy, whichever I think remember that one after Siege is like I know there's a bunch of Avengers Academy, but that one where she's a teacher, I guess you get some good character out of. But yeah,
WCA is just really like definitely my favorite like classic comic book. It's from like mid '80s.
Mhm.
So if you want to read like classic Avengers, I would totally check that out.
Are there any other solo like other adventures that wasn't like about her that were good that you want to bring up?
WCA is just great. Like I said.
Any like Tigra moments that happen, like not those kind of
there's some
issues?
funny because like she's like not just flirts with everyone, but she literally like comes on to everybody and like there's
It's
one part
so
where like
funny.
Iron Man's flirting with her and she like wraps around him and like tries to like make out with him. He's like, whoa, Tigra, I was just kidding. Like word for word, that's like what he says. I was like,
There's that one panel I sent Jim, and it was like U.S. agent was like Tigra, stop it! He slapped her. Which you gotta put up there. But yeah, so any other things you want to say about Tigra?
I think that's it.
Do you think she'd be introduced?
Never.
no, I think it's one of those things that like there's a lot of 80s characters that not like 80s, but like retro characters that they just can't come back. There's no way.
They don't have. There's no place for them.
Honestly,
There's no place for them.
I could have seen her be introduced at Agents of Shield.
No, not even.
They did.
Not even.
No, I seen the shit they done. I could totally see it.
Well, the shitty quality of that, I would expect.
I don't know.
but
Ghost Rider looked pretty good in that show.
Whatever.
Whatever. Agents of Shield
Guess that looked
sucks.
awesome.
It's
It's
non-canon. It's effectively non-canon.
Angel's actually not bad. Like now, like I watch it, it's actually not bad.
I can't deal with it. It's like I don't know.
ABC.
I mean, I can't lie. I enjoyed it when I watched season 1. I was into
The
it.
Ghost Rider
but-
season's great. I loved it.
The Ghost Rider's a whole season.
This well, is she gonna introduce? He's like
Is Sky
he's
the
prominent part in
character
that.
in it?
She's Quake. She's actually Quake.
Sky's
Oh
Quake.
my god, I hate Sky. Why is she?
She
That's so
goes
funny.
by she actually Quake. No, she actually like oh no, she's Quake. Her name is actually
Down
Davey.
to earth hacker.
All
girl.
right, Sam. I have one question to ask you. Cat girls, are they cute?
No,
Is
she's
Tigra
disgusting. She's disgusting, and she like.
Maybe when she's shrunk down by Hank Pym.
Feeling
where
your
she fight,
gigantism
where she fights a pit bull.
So you're saying that's her peak cuteness?
No. I'm. Like,
I also agree. I think she's kind of gross, and I hate her.
Well,
I
Jim
just-
loved the manga-verse version.
Well, I like her design because it's like fucking deviant artist quality.
It literally does look deviant art.
I don't know. I feel like if you're a furry, you probably
I'm not a
love
furry.
Tigra.
I'm not a furry, so I
No,
can't
I don't
say
think
so.
you would even love Tigra if you were furry. She's just.
I think
like,
you take what you can
horrible.
get when you're a furry.
Okay, that's true.
When it comes to like mainstream comics, you take what you can get.
guess
I mean,
so.
cat hell is a reason why it's called a cat hell.
All right. Do you have anything else to say about Tigra before we move on?
No, I don't think something about all my notes.
Yeah. Are you proud of your dissertation you've given us about Tigra?
I'm not looking forward to the next comic book character I'm gonna do. If I had to do
Hellcat.
I could do Hellcat, Cheetah, and
Oh
Cat-
yeah, we could do Cheetah.
Hellcat and Catwoman are just they have cat outfits, but not actually cat themed or not cat people. But
Oh, okay. Also, I wanted to say I've thought of my 3 top favorite
Marvel.
anime characters. Marvel.
Marvel
No, wait. Why did I say
characters.
anime? My favorite Marvel character.
Mangaverse.
My favorite.
Marvel did do anime.
Yeah, Marvel have done many anime. I can't speak anymore. I'm fucking dying. Mantis, Nova, and Gwenpool are my favorite 3 Marvel characters.
Okay.
I love Mantis. Even I like her comic version better than the movie version.
So wait, so you said Mantis, Nova,
Gwenpool.
Okay. You were
Hawkeye,
Daredevil.
Moon Knight, and Daredevil.
Okay. And mine was Flash, Venom, Iron Fist, and Hawkeye.
That's 4 characters though. Flash is a DC character.
Well, Symbiote's his own character too, but
I was trying to make a joke.
they're funny.
All right, time for root beer talk.
Jim cannot like go pay for like a free like sound effect that you can easily find. Like they have stock.
Yeah, cut that out and put in like a stock sound effect. For that.
You know I'd never do that. All right, so Sam and oh, sorry, wait. Sorry, let me start.
Call him, can we,
Sam and Nick.
Nick was common name. What is wrong with that?
This is just more that I have to edit out.
There's
You
literally
asshole.
20 million Nick.
Well, when they be like, "Oh, I'll find Sam and Jim," and then they're
Yeah.
gonna fucking connect the dots. So
Well, my Twitter name is Sam, so it doesn't matter.
you're
I don't
doxing
care.
me. You're doxing me by proximity.
All
All right.
Nobody watches this anyways.
Hey,
Go on.
All right, what are you drinking? Root beer talk.
A really shitty margarita.
Oh, how fucking dare you! I made you margaritas out of the kindness of my heart.
I never asked you
Yeah,
this.
Jim made margaritas and was like picking up some limes. So Sam and I went to Target, and there were no limes. There was only lemons, so we got lemons.
You know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you don't make margaritas out of lemons. That's not how it
Well,
works.
at one point, Murphy goes, "Is that a lime? It's avocados." So.
Oh, that made it worth it. Thank you.
But,
Yeah, I've been drinking Margaritos, as I like to call them, Margot
Margot
Robbies.
Robbie.
I like to call them Margot Robbies. Drinking Margot Robbies all day. Pretty good. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
Mhm.
One of my goals doing a podcast was to do a podcast like semi-drunk, and you know what? Today I think I just accomplished it.
Congrats. I had to be sober to go through all these notes. But yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Sam,
How long have we been going for this episode? I'm
it's
curious.
fucking long. It's an hour already.
Wow.
So
I'm
we are gonna have a very quick.
I had no
Very
hour of
quick
research,
recap.
man. I'm actually proud of myself, man.
It's almost like we're in high school again.
I'm proud of myself for doing this much research, man.
Ooh, a
Yeah.
Murkrow.
Shut up, Jim. Alright, so what have you been doing that's not related to comic
Cartoon
book cat
characters.
girls? Comic book cat girls.
Well, I have a lot of answers I can give you. I recently finished, what's it called? Violet Evergarden,
Mm-hmm.
which is an anime that is on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And I really fucking liked it a lot. It was pretty great. They, people that made it, KyoAni, are the best. They make the best anime, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just great, and I really liked it a lot.
Uh-huh.
That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Also, the other thing I'll say, I watched a movie recently called Tully, starring Charlize
Sully?
Theron.
Sully.
It's called Sully.
Is it the sequel to Sully?
No, it's
Aw.
called Tully, and it's a movie about Charlize Theron, who is a pregnant mother who is life is in shambles, and she finds her brother's like, "Hey, your baby's about to be born because she's pregnant. I'm gonna hire you a night nanny so that you can sleep well during the night." And so she's like, "I don't want to do that," but then she does, and then it was great, and I loved it. It was
Nice.
a fucking great movie. 9 out of 10.
Nice.
And that's it. What about you, Sam?
I beat the Bloodborne DLC finally.
I'm so proud of you.
Like, I leveled up a little bit, and I did it, and I felt so good doing that.
It's very
But
satisfying.
I also went through and finally did a Celestial Emissary, which I beat like second try.
He's
And then, what's it called? The,
Ebretius,
so-
daughter of the cosmos.
So I ate a bloodbed pellet, I just beat her up immediately, and I just killed her like in a
In
minute.
one
I killed her in
try?
a minute.
Oh my God, that's
It was so
hilarious.
easy.
Yeah,
It was so
you're probably way over leveled at that point too.
Probably, but
They're not really that hard.
I know, it was funny how quick I did that.
I
Yeah.
love her design though. She is one of my favorite.
I didn't get a chance to
Monster
appreciate.
Definitely just like look at pictures.
I know, I saw it. It looked like
She's got like cool like false wings. It's really cool.
But yeah, so I beat that. I beat the little prologue demo level from near.
Oh yeah,
Automata,
I
started
lent
that.
Sam Near Automata so he gets to experience the greatest video game soundtrack of all
Jim's
time.
like obsessed with Nier and like only listens to the Nier soundtrack. He doesn't listen to
It's-
real music.
It's so true. I've literally Nier came out over a year ago at this point. I still listen to the OST. It is masterful.
Like I occasionally listen to
Fucking
OSTs, and that either be Main the Abyss or like Persona.
Those
But
are
like,
good ones.
well, never. I don't listen as much as you listen to Nier Automata.
Well, wait till you hear some of the. Wait till you get to the amusement park. Mwah.
And I'm not sure. I said, I know I finished. I haven't really watched anything. 'Cause I finished after I finished Series Important Events. I kind of taken a break from like watching stuff. Trying to think.
Oh, while you think, I started watching a show. It's called A Place Further Than the Universe. A Place Further Than the Universe, and it's about a bunch of Moe high school girls that want to go to Antarctica. And that's the whole show.
Yeah, we saw Infinity War,
We
we
did.
said earlier. Which
Yeah, we saw
could
it.
probably do an entire spoiler cast on that if we wanted to.
We really could. We don't need to.
We don't need to. I said we could.
Yeah, it was
Thanos
great.
died.
Thanos is dad.
Thanos.
Number one dad. But I don't think I did like watch or really play anything like new.
Okay.
So
Nick.
Yeah, I don't know if I've watched anything new recently.
wait, you beat Danganronpa 2?
Yeah, I beat Danganronpa 2. I'm farther ahead than Jim, but
I keep forgetting that I am halfway through
But you-
Danganronpa.
yeah. So I started the third one.
Did you
And
like?
Sam's beat them all already.
Yeah, I'm excited for you on 3 now.
Yeah,
But but you liked it though?
second one was great. I can't. It's
No
hard to talk
spoils.
about without spoiling.
I know.
Um,
we can do a side when remember when B's it, they could do
yeah,
another
Jim,
side
cover
podcast.
yours.
You
No,
can
I'll
do
spoil
you can do
it.
a spin-off podcast.
Yeah.
I think the
Like
way this plot went was not as good as the first, but I liked as a whole, I liked the characters more.
Yeah.
They were more fun characters.
I agree. Like,
and like I liked, not that I didn't like the characters in the first one. There's some great characters, but the second one overall had like a lot more colorful characters.
yeah, definitely. Like Mikon's my favorite girl.
And there was some. And it definitely has so far my favorite murder is like the last one in the second game.
Yeah, third one.
It's really awesome.
I think the third one probably had my
Mind
favorites.
fucking. I don't know. And then I really watched anything recently. I know you guys recommended me that boxing show, which I'll watch eventually.
Oh, Megalobox is so good.
Roblox.
Megalobox. It is like Cowboy Bebop. It has like it has the aesthetic of Cowboy Bebop, but it's not like a ripoff.
It's like it looks like an old manga, but like newified. It's like really weird.
It is kind of like an interesting like mash of different eras. Like it has like old 50s manga designs and like a very 90s like lived in background aesthetic, like kind of like Ghost in the Shell-y, like that kind of like really like a lot of thought put into the background and like it really lived in, which is something like my fetish, like just appeals directly to me.
But anything else?
Yeah, I play a lot of Rainbow Six.
Yeah, I've been playing that too. Getting back into that too.
I'm building my Capcan cosplay, so
Nice.
I almost finished building it.
I think I'm building. I have like a Diddy Kong one I'm making.
You're gonna be furry from yourself.
Yeah, my legs are hairy enough. I think I'll be fine.
Oh god, that's gross.
I almost finished Devilman vs. Hades, which is a manga.
Yeah.
Obviously the Netflix show got me into Devilman a little bit. So,
yeah. I was tempted.
There's a cat girl in it.
I was tempted to watch.
Shit.
I was tempted to watch Devilman versus Cyborg 009.
I just want to.
I tried and I just like skipped the parts with Cyborg 009.
I love.
I was like, I don't fucking like Cyborg 009.
I have
the designs and everything.
I have a good nostalgia.
I really I have nostalgia for that too.
I want that series from the 2000s to come out. Like, so I can fucking.
But yeah,
watch
like
it again.
Devilman goes to
the mall.
Yeah, he goes to Hades, which I mean like the place Hades, not the guy Hades. 'Cause the guy Hades is like gone.
Oh,
is that done by
He's, like,
Guy
missing.
as well?
Yeah, it is. It's the original writer, and he because can we spoil?
No one is reading this.
Okay,
Except you.
well, I mean, it's spoilers from like the show and original.
Sure, yeah. Spoilers for Devilman.
Okay,
the series.
At the end of the original series and the remake Crybaby on Netflix, which is great. I'm sure you guys talked about one of the other ones.
We had a spoiler cast for it. Yes.
And
please stop playing with those.
The main love interest dies at the end. So this is kind of like a follow up to that, and he goes, and he basically like unleashes all the dead souls in hell back on Earth, but their souls like aren't connected, so it's just like this hell on Earth scenario. And then like all the lost souls start like finding their way back to their bodies, but they are coming into like the wrong bodies, so people were like, it's all like fucked up.
That sounds really cool.
And I see where it's going to, because like at the beginning he like kills Persephone, which is Hades' wife, if anyone knows anything about Greek mythology.
I do.
So I think where it's going is Mickey's gonna come back as Persephone.
Oh.
That's what I'm predicting. It's kind of like leading that way.
Huh.
But anyways, there's one person where a cat soul goes into a human body, and she's just a cat girl. So she's just there. She's the cat girl.
That's like very
ears,
JoJo. It feels like something out of JoJo.
Spoilers.
Inexplicably has cat ears and a tail and like the mind of a cat.
Oh, that's weird. I thought it would just be like the soul.
Yeah.
No, like literally a cat girl.
That's funny. That sounds really rad, actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
I love the ending of Devilman. I think that it is such like an iconic ending, and I think the idea of like making a proper sequel to it is really interesting, and like giving there some sort of like fallout. I'm gonna check that out.
I'm just like a huge fan of Greek mythology too, so the tie-in of like Greek myth figures is really cool for me too.
Yeah, that sounds actually really awesome. I want to check that out, I think.
Nice. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean,
you good?
other movies I've seen recently. Watched Isle of Dogs.
Oh, I fucking love Isle of Dogs. I think I talked about that.
Did. I fucking love that movie so much.
It's fantastic.
Great.
It's just beautiful.
Wes Anderson's great.
I wish I could have seen it more than once.
All movies that have Kurosawa homage are great. And Wes Anderson is just a fantastic director and is great.
All right, yeah. Isle of Dogs, go see. Go see.
You didn't see it after the last recommendation, last Jim's recommendation and review of it. Then
you got two people.
So the two people telling you to go watch it now.
So the Nyancast officially endorses Isle of Dogs and Tully. So go check those movies out this week.
But
Everyone watch
Sully.
Sully. It's a heartwarming true story about a man
No,
who lands a plane.
Avoid Sully. Watch
Water.
Tully. Tully is Tully suffers from a very terrible title. Tully suffers from a terrible title, but it's a great film. I loved it. I can't wait to see it again. All right, I think what?
As I said, Jim, where can they find us?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I think we should end this.
No.
So yeah, you can find us on YouTube at the Nyancast. You can also find us on iTunes at the Nyancast.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a like and on iTunes. Give us a
Review
and a thumb up
and a follow,
please.
please.
If you want to follow, I don't know. And on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe. And also, I would love to hear your comments. I get the most enjoyment out of reading comments.
Also, if you put comments like putting some other than Cheetah and like Hellcat and Catwoman, like if there's any other like notable cat comic books, doesn't even have to be Marvel or DC. Like, give me the recommendations. I will do the research for these because I find these comic book lore fascinating, especially the old stuff. So
yeah, we're all Marvel fans, but Sam's a pretty humongous Marvel fan.
I really love it. I read a little bit of DC Comics.
So yeah, comments appreciated. I actually got one comment recently calling me out on my bullshit, which I appreciate.
I'm safe for another podcast.
Yeah. No, I really do. I enjoy the feedback.
Wait, explain this.
Okay, so yeah, basically it wasn't our last episode, one of our recent ones, I kind of said how the magical girl genre is dead. And the way I meant it, I was kind of referring to it as it is dead in like the purity is gone, and we're just kind of like
edgy shit.
Yeah, it's gone so edgy that there's nowhere to go because Magical Girl Sight is just like the logical conclusion of it. But this one guy was like, actually, there's all these really great Magical Girl shows right now, and he listed a ton. And it's like, yeah, it's a great time to be a Magical Girl fan. That wasn't really my point. My point was in like we've kind of exhausted.
You're fucking wrong. Just admit it. Just say sorry. I'm wrong.
I did say sorry. I did apologize in a way. I think I phrased my argument poorly, but what I mean is like that branch. Think of it as like the edgy branch of Magical Girls. Like we have exhausted this.
I'm glad at least that he listened.
All right.
What I meant.
But also you follow Nyancast at Twitter.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. Follow Sam on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm at GoKaikun. I don't care about putting my full name on there.
Such a fucking weirdo. I'm like, whatever. I don't feel like talking about this.
Fuck you.
Yes, please follow us on Twitter. I love tweeting. I try and tweet as much as I can.
He doesn't.
I tweet occasionally. Sometimes I follow that Catgirl bot, and I occasionally
You follow
retweet.
the Catgirl bot and the Fesh Pins bot.
Yeah, I do. And you.
You follow me. I'm sure it's your real you one. Maybe. I don't know.
Nope. I keep my work and my private life separate.
Work and play separate.
I keep my work and play separate.
We can talk about Catgirl.
Wait, is this work or is this play?
Oh.
We talk about Catgirl.
Let you figure that out.
Catgirl on the Catgirl one. Not on anything, so I don't have to worry about him.
You mean
not
Nick?
even on Facebook.
He's not a...
Try and find me on Facebook, I dare you.
Oh,
on
God
anything.
damn it. What's pissing me off is like I actually still have to do the episode. I have to do the editing.
Are you
'cause I'm
fine
an
with...
idiot.
Are you...
No, I fucked it up. No, I'll leave that. I can leave
Just
that
leave
in.
everything out.
Yeah,
Don't give
he
a fuck.
doesn't care. He's literally the most common name. There is literally like a guy...
If
the
you
guy
look it
from
up, I'm pretty sure there's like an Eagles like backup kicker.
93 on like the radio station like is...
Alright, we need to end this before I kill myself.
Alright, then I guess anything...
This has been the Nyancast. I was Jim.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Nick.
Yeah. Fuck you, Jim. Fuck you.